Rise and shine, get up and go. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of Java or espresso. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Tina Valentina is the host, you see. She's as classy as she can be. Grab a cup of coffee or espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. I say rise and shine, get up and go. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Another cup of Java or espresso. Another cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday, my favorite day of the week. So we're here at Paradise Studios with Strong Island Entertainment. The weather is hot as hell, so I'm sweating. And I'm sitting here with a wonderful gentleman. And his name is Michael McLaughlin. He's an Irishman. He's got a great story. He wrote a book. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you.
And today is a special day. It's National Girlfriend Day. So all you girls out there, say hi to your girlfriends. And it's National Respect Your Parents Day. So the children should be respecting the parents today as well. Do something nice. And we also have a very nice guest calling in from outside this area, out of Long Island. And her name is Kelly Cole, and she's from Jewish Italian Kitchen. Welcome, Kelly. Look at you and look at that kitchen.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming in, and you're going to be making something that is outrageous.
Yes.
I never heard of this. Have you ever heard, Mike, of a walnut pesto pizza?
I've heard of a lot of pizzas, but never that.
At first, I don't think you make it on Long Island. So we're very excited about working with you. I understand that Gia there's a special story behind your name of your kitchen.
There is. So Gia is named after my daughter, Giovanna, who is named after my great-grandfather, Giovanni.
Unbelievable. And she probably helps you a lot, correct?
She does, but she's a teenager, so sometimes she helps, sometimes she doesn't.
And your grandfather was from Tuscany?
Yes. Both of my
Yes.
grandparents were from the Tuscany region.
And did you actually go to Tuscany and cook there?
Yeah, actually, we've been there several times and taken cooking classes, done the cooking. It's the best place on earth.
This is unbelievable. So, Mike, what do you think? You want to start watching?
Sure.
You might get hungry.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're hungry, here's some M&Ms.
Oh, thank you.
We always have food on the show. So let's go. Tell us, how do you start?
Yeah, so we're gonna make a walnut pesto pizza today. I just kind of made that twist. Normally a pesto is made with pine nuts, but I did some walnuts. And then I thought, what would be, fun in the summer, whether, you're in your indoor oven or maybe you have one of those outdoor pizza ovens, to do the pesto on the pizza. And then I love goat cheese. So we're going to top that with some goat cheese.
I love goat cheese too. Do you like goat cheese?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. On the salad, goat cheese is good too, right?
Goat cheese is good on anything. I make a twisted caprese with goat cheese instead of mozzarella too.
Very
I
nice.
like goat cheese like everywhere.
And drizzle the vinegar right on it. Yes.
Yes.
Well, we're all in agreement here. We like to eat.
Yeah.
So let's go. How do you do it?
Yeah. Okay. So do you want me to start? And I'll just start showing you guys what we've got going.
Yeah, we'll start with at least, what do you do first? Dough? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so I can just talk about the components. So I made the dough a few hours ago because it needs at least 2 hours to rise. And then we're going to make the pesto real time, which is actually really quick to make. So, you know, it's something that people could make at home very easily. And making that homemade is just hands down better than any jar that you're going to find at the grocery store. So I want to show you how quick it is and easy to make a homemade pesto. And that, yeah, there's the pizza. It is
That's unbelievable. Really, I want one
Looks
now.
great.
and it keeps really well. So we're going to make 1 Cuisinart full of the pesto, and we'll use a little bit on the pizza, but then you can store it in your freezer for 3-4 months.
Okay.
So it's a wonderful thing to do homemade, and it's quite easy.
Good.
Okay, so we'll just get started. So I'm going to take we've got 5 main ingredients. We've got the garlic, cheese, the nuts, the basil, olive oil, and then salt, pepper, and I add lemon and black pepper in there too to kind of give it a little bit of a twist. So I'm going to put everything in the Cuisinart except for the basil, because I want to get all of this very incorporated before.
And it's at what kind of a machine are you putting that in?
Yeah, so this is a food processor. It's a Cuisinart. And let me show you why I use this. So the blade is really long. So it's different than using like a blender or a Vitamix or something like, or even a KitchenAid type thing where you'd make cookies. You want that long blade so that the pesto gets really chopped up. So that's why I'm using a food processor. And we'll get that thing back in there. Okay, then we've got Pecorino Romano.
Love that.
This is, in my opinion, the best cheese. It's very similar to a Parmigiano Reggiana, but it's kind of regional. Like in Chicago, we're a little near Chicago. You're going to have more foods than you would in Texas, right? So this is regional in Italy, based on where you're at. So this was what I grew up on, the Pecorino Romano. It's a little bit saltier and it's a little bit nuttier than the Parmesan. But they're both totally delicious. Okay, then we're going to add a little salt. And if you want the recipe for this, you can email me at kelly@giasitaliankitchen.biz, and I can email that to you. And Valentina, you have it. I emailed it to you. So you have my packet.
Yes, I do. And if anybody needs it, they can contact me too.
Yeah. Okay, so then the walnuts, whether you're using the walnuts or the pine nuts, I toasted these already. Just for about 5 minutes, but it really brings out that nutty flavor, and we'll be able to taste it. But if you make it at home, you'll be able to taste the difference if you just roast the nuts or not. So I already did that. So these have cooled down, and we're gonna put those in here. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper. And the juice of 1 lemon. So the lemon, I love add that extra acid that the lemon adds to it. I'm going to only add 1/2 at a time though, so that we can taste it and see if we want more or not.
How do you know if you want more? Oh, after tasting it.
Yeah, you have to taste it. Sorry, we're gonna taste it. I've got my pit crew here helping me, so they're gonna taste it. But if you think about the different components, pesto is like an amazing thing to make because you've got the salt, you've got the acid from the lemon, you've got a little bit of heat from the garlic. So it really does have a very balanced, beautiful flavor profile. Okay, so I'm going to make a loud noise just for about 5 seconds. Then, so here's my basil. Look at my basil. Can you guys see this?
That's from your garden?
So this is from my garden.
Wow.
This is about 1/10 of my garden.
Lucky you.
Basil's going crazy. So, and if you're anywhere in the country, basil is such an easy thing to grow because it's like no maintenance. It loves to be hot. So the basil's going crazy right now. So
when you live on Long Island in a senior residence, which is where I live, you're not allowed to have basil because it grows too high. Yes, you'll get fined if your basil's too long, too tall,
How tall is too tall?
over 3 inches. You're not allowed to have anything high when you live in a senior citizen,
Jeez.
cooperative.
Crazy.
Yeah, I got in trouble like about 3 months ago for my basil.
Nuts.
So we started a little war, but I didn't win anyway because those are the rules.
Can you
But
have
it's okay.
them in a pot?
Yeah, in the ground. Yeah, right in the ground. Yeah, right. So,
Oh my gosh.
but
Okay.
it's funny because you wouldn't think that, but there's a rule when you live in senior residences.
The garden police.
Wow.
I live in the Meadows.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's very nice.
you have the garden police.
Yeah.
Yes.
Garden police. Yeah. Yeah. We didn't
So
even park the car wrong. Forget about it.
I'm looking for this to be kind of a paste. And if it's too thick, I'm going to add a little more olive oil. Maybe just like a tablespoon at a time. And then give it another pulse. Then we're going to add the basil. So I've already taken all these off. But you want to try to take the leaves off, not the stems. And then I actually left some of these on so that you could see. But if you do have a basil plant, you can see
The top part?
Yeah, you don't want the flowers. And actually, when it's in your garden, you want to take those flowers off because what it's doing is it's stealing the nutrients from the leaves. So when you see these in your garden, just
Get rid of them.
Get rid of them. And then when you're preparing your pesto, you're just going to take the leaf and try not to get the stem and definitely no flowers. So I'm going to just put as much basil.
Yeah, you put a lot from what I know. You put, it's
Yeah.
like you just load it up.
Yep,
Right?
I'm going to fill this whole Cuisinart with as much basil as I can. And then add a little olive oil on top, and then we're going to pulse again. And then you can see, hopefully you guys can see it getting,
Yeah, look at it.
yeah, and getting incorporated. So
It actually looks like soup.
like soup?
Well, from here it looks like soup. We're far away.
Hopefully it's thicker than that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to add a little more, and then I'm going to let this go for a couple seconds.
You're a real Italian. You don't use measuring cups. I love it.
I do have measurements in the recipe, but yeah, I mean, I know what stuff looks like, right? So, okay, so to taste, we're, and I know you guys can't taste, but for those watching, think of those flavor profiles. Is it salty enough, or do you need more salt? Or are you craving more of the acid, more of the lemon? Or maybe it's the fat, which is the olive oil, the creaminess. So you're that's what you're thinking of when you're tasting to say, I love that. I'm going to add a little more lemon just because I do love that punch of the lemon. But it's pretty amazing. So I'm going to give it another taste, and you guys can just kind of salivate a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the actual, what the pizza looks like afterwards. So you just pour all this over the pizza after you put your sauce on?
Yeah, so this will be the sauce. So I'll put this over the whole pizza, and then I'll do little dollops of the goat cheese.
Right. Okay. It looks pretty easy, doesn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it always looks
That's
easy.
it. So we just made pesto. It's done.
There you go.
You can do that. And then you've got little, like a little ball jar, those freezer safe ball jars with the screw tops that you would do.
Oh, and you could just pour the extras in there.
That's what I do. I don't like, some people do the ice cube trays, but they're so small. I like doing this because then this is just a larger quantity if you're doing, a pasta, or you could.
Yeah, because you need more than an ice cube.
Yeah, right. So, and this will keep in the freezer for months. So
Good to know.
yeah.
Good to know.
Okay, so that's the pesto. It's done.
Wow.
Easy.
All right, well, you probably have some things you have to get ready, and then we'll get started over here, and we'll be back.
Great.
Stay with us because I want you to hear all about this wonderful man here,
Thank you.
Michael McLaughlin. We have a copy to show of the book. I love the cover of the book. And look at that book. The 25-Year Journey of an Old Soul. It's a beautiful book. So who was helping you with all your artwork?
A good friend of mine, Bob Zeltman. He is a graphic designer.
Bob Zeltman.
Yes.
And is he on Long Island? Where is he from?
Yes, he lives in Belmore.
Belmore.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
So how long did he have to really work with you on the cover a lot?
We worked actually. The picture of the lake is from friends of ours who have a house upstate. It's Brant Lake.
Grant
And I
Lake.
sent him the picture, and he ran with it. And we kind of had discussions back and forth of what we were going to do, and that's what he came up with after a couple of different designs. And as soon as he sent it to me, I knew that was the one.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Really, really, really beautiful.
Yeah,
really love it.
He's very talented and very patient.
So now you had a 25-year journey.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. I know that you got sick unexpectedly or something happened to you.
Well, in August of 1995, I was at a christening party at my sister's home, and I jumped in the pool, and I tried to avoid the kids, and I hit my head, and I drowned.
You actually drowned?
I actually drowned, yes.
Wow.
I was actually floating in the pool for several minutes, and
Oh,
they
jeez.
pulled me out. I was blue, unresponsive. My parents gave me mouth to mouth and CPR.
Oh my goodness.
Then an off-duty fireman was at the party, relieved my mother, and my father and this other fireman helped revive me. When I came to, I had nothing from the neck down, no movement at all.
And did they ship you right out to the hospital? Or?
Yes. The police ambulance came right away, and they did something was really important at the time. Nobody really realized, as they gave me steroid injection, thinking that this was a spinal cord injury, and it helped reduce the swelling in my spinal canal.
Mhm.
So,
And from there, you were in the hospital for a while?
I was in Nassau County Medical Center at the time. I was there for a week. And then I went to Lenox Hill in Manhattan, where I was evaluated by a very good surgeon. And then from there, I went to Mount Sinai Hospital. And
in Long Island?
No, in
the city.
In the city, and I did my rehab there. So I was in the hospital for a total of 76 days.
76 days. That's tough.
Yes.
I can relate because my sister has something similar.
Right.
She was in body cast for almost a year. So how did, when you finally finished after 76 days, were you diagnosed and they gave you some kind of a treatment plan? Like when you leave, how does it work?
Well, at the time, my wife, who was an extremely strong individual, had to deal with not only me being in Manhattan. I had a 3-year-old son and a 3.5-month-old son at the time.
Wow.
So she had her hands full, and she was jockeying back and forth between Manhattan and coming to see me and trying to keep life as was. I got out of the hospital right before Halloween, and I walked out.
You walked out?
I walked out.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you walked in here today. I didn't even have to help you. They're helping me up the steps, but you did all by yourself.
Yeah.
So you had a great recovery as far as you're concerned, as far as how far you could go?
According to everybody, I have an amazing, recovery, and there's several reasons for that. One is the divine intervention,
Of course.
The grace of God, and I had a fantastic support system in my family, my wife, my parents, my friends, all the guys.
Children.
My children. They don't even really.
They
remember.
were little.
They were
Yes,
little.
they don't remember when Dad was sick.
I mean, the guys from the firehouse were incredible.
Yeah. So we have a picture of you and your wife, a beautiful picture. If we could bring that up, that would be nice because she's gorgeous. She just stopped in when she dropped you off. The picture of Mike and his wife would be nice. There it is. She's beautiful.
Yes, she is.
And she was a teacher her whole career.
Yes, she is.
That's great. She's lovely.
That is at our son's wedding. We had both of them married off last year.
Oh, that's great. So you were the in-laws at the wedding.
We were the in-laws.
Yes.
But, we have great family.
That's great.
They're great girls, and we're very lucky.
That's nice. Well, it's always good. Girls are good.
Yes.
They're good.
I have 2 daughters that I didn't have before.
That's right. That's right. I have 2 daughters now, too, because my daughter married a woman. So and now I have 2 daughters. I only had one before. And it's very nice when you have that.
As
So
long as they're
let's talk
happy.
about the fire department because I was heavily involved with ladder 12 and 24
Oh, really?
during 9/11.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I lost a wonderful friend. His name was Steve, and they called him, like he was a king. And we did some things. We honored him at an event, at a dancing event, and
Right.
we gave his future wife a trophy. And it was getting involved was really something. So I know about the kinship of firemen.
Right.
And I got in trouble actually with New York City at the firehouse because I stole a helmet because I wanted to make a cake that looked like the helmet.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
didn't know it was a big deal, so I just took it and I took it home. Well, 2 days later, they were knocking on my door all the way from Manhattan. When you were in the firehouse, what'd you do with the helmet? I'm like, oh, it's right here in my bedroom. I'm getting a replica made of
Right.
it. I didn't know that was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Could they have arrested me for that?
I don't know what they would have arrested
They
for.
were like, ma'am, don't you know about a helmet? I'm like, no, I don't.
It's well, everything belongs to the department.
So we made this beautiful cake, but a plaque,
Right.
and it's in a glass enclosure, and we gave it to them
Oh, that's beautiful.
at the event.
It's beautiful.
So, how long have you been with them? Tell us about your ladder, why you joined the fire department, how much you love it. You probably still go to talk to them.
Oh, I see the guys regularly. I went on in 1984. My dad was a policeman in the early 60s, and then he transferred over to the fire department in 1963, I believe. And then it was something that was just I'm blue collar. So
You're blue collar,
I'm
right?
blue collar. So
So, how many times did you take some girls on the back of the fire truck?
never,
Never.
never,
How come you weren't that kind of guy?
no, never that I would admit to.
What about Santa Claus?
Santa Claus, yes.
Yes,
We did,
yes.
we did Santa Claus.
And when you did weddings, did you go with the truck with the ladder and let the
Nah.
bride and groom go under the ladder?
Nah, we didn't do that too often.
No?
No,
Mhm.
because we're all in the city, so most of us got married on the island and
Mhm.
stuff. But yeah, the guys are great. And I started in East New York in 1984. I went to Engine Company 236 and stayed there for 7 years. And then I transferred to up the road to Ladder 175.
So who's Mike Perone?
Mike Perone is one of my good friends who has helped me try and get the book out. We were firemen together in 236 and 175. He's one of many guys.
Did a good job. Let me tell you, it's looking pretty good to me.
Yeah.
I have a
Well,
book. It's right there.
Right.
It's a big book. Like I call this a big book.
Yeah.
It's a big book, and it's not easy. It goes a lot of work goes into this. So when did you start writing the book?
I started writing around COVID because I was driving Susan crazy. So I needed something to do to occupy my time. Years ago, people had said to me, "You should write a book. It's what you've gone through is very
Right.
inspirational."
It's true.
So I was lucky. I got out of high school. So for me to actually do something like this was pretty.
You said I'm never going to do it, but how did you do? One day, a little bit,
A
every
little at a
day?
time. I would do it at night. I'm a night owl, so I would
Me
sit
too.
up. I would sit up at night, and I would write on the iPad,
Mhm.
and I would write a bunch, and then I would move on to the next, and just keep it. Next thing I know, I had like all these pages. Like holy crap!
Yeah,
So
and all the mistakes.
yeah, a lot of
And
mistakes.
if you have someone to help you, like you did with the gentleman that helped you, Mike.
well, Mike put it out on Instagram. Bob did the
Content.
the graphics.
Right. And who did all your spelling corrections?
Well, I had two people. One good friend of mine's, Anna Burgess.
Oh, I know Anna. She's a teacher.
Yes, she helped me with the preliminaries. I can't speak, and I sent it out to an actual editor.
That's what you needed to do.
That's what I did.
Yeah. On the other hand, I wrote 2 books. My first book, which is this one, which I'm giving you
Oh, thank you.
because you will have something in common with this book. This is about me, my best friend Jerry from Port Jeff,
Mhm.
and little Nicole Caputo, who almost drowned in the pool. And the only way she survived was hyperbaric
Right.
oxygen therapy,
Right.
and she's still alive. But she went through hell. And when I wrote this book, I had a lot of errors in it, and people were calling me up, Valentina, you had errors in the book, redo it. So I did it 3 times.
Right.
Then I got smart when I wrote this book. and I did with Red Penguin Publishers, and that's the big book. So you see, I have a big book
Yes,
right there.
I've seen that.
And this is called From Fire to Freedom.
Yes.
And there are 70 women in my book. And we all got fired because we were 50, intelligent, and made six figures. And we were over 50.
Right.
And that's the story of how this all started and the show, and the story of how I coach and help people with a lot of different things. I made some mistakes.
Right.
So I teach people not to do what I did in everything, in any kind of an industry, in anything, because
Right.
I'm 71. My birthday's next week. So,
Oh,
I made a lot of mistakes. But guess what? You always making the mistake makes you better.
Yes.
So when you started to write this, you had
Yes.
some great help,
Yes.
but most of the content come from up here, right?
Yes.
So what was like the most difficult part? Admitting to what happened to you, or
Well, I had a lot of guilt about a lot of different things, what I put my family through, the fact that it was a mistake that I made that, could have.
jumping in the pool? That's not a mistake.
Well, you know what it is. I used to run and I would throw myself in, and my mother and my wife said, "You're gonna break your neck one of these days." Yeah, okay. And the day I actually did it, I went in the normal way I did, and a couple of the kids swam into my path, and I tried to avoid them, and that's how I hit my head.
I get it.
So I had that, and just putting through my wife through everything
A lot,
was a lot.
Well, she's a wonderful woman, and you had some great people at the firehouse
Awesome.
that really were by your side all the time, right?
Fantastic. They set up a schedule. They drove Sue and my parents back and forth. My dad
Because
came.
the hospital was in Manhattan.
Manhattan. My
And
dad came to see me 5-6 days a week. He was working. He was working at the time, and he came up and had lunch with me, and then he go to work.
so when you talk to your kids about it after the fact, they don't really remember everything. Right?
No, they remember very little because they were so young.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So
What's that?
did it affect your
It
speech?
didn't affect my speech. It affected everything else, but didn't affect my appetite though.
No. Well, you're good. So you don't really eat much. You don't look like you eat much, but you're half Italian, half Irish,
Yes.
which is great. Your
Yes.
wife, I'm sure she cooks great things. You have some great old pictures in the book of
Yes.
like, what is this, in the 50s, in the 60s and 60s?
No. This is when I got sworn into the fire department in 1984,
Oh, okay.
and the rest of it, that's me coming home from.
You look like you were like a prom couple, were you?
No.
No?
We met when I was 22. We met
Well, you were a baby. when you
we
met.
met a month before I went on the fire department.
Yeah, and she was probably wrecked, worrying about you joining the fire department.
She didn't give it much thought.
No?
No.
It's a
no.
great job.
Yeah, it's a fantastic.
So do you
job.
go into and see the guys once in a while,
I
or
see-
do any kind of volunteering, or what
I don't do much volunteering anymore. My volunteering days were coaching the kids, but I see the guys regularly. I talk to them regularly.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely want you to tell Engine 236 and Ladder 175 to start watching this great show, because
Definitely.
we have so many stories that come on here, and we would love to talk to the firemen too.
They're great, but they don't stop talking though.
That's all right. They never talked with me. You gotta have equal time here.
Okay.
We do that, right, Kelly? How you doing over there? How's it coming?
Yeah. So, Mike, little question there. I think you had a little bit of that fighting spirit because you're half Irish, half Italian. That's what I am.
Indeed.
It's two major personalities, right? That give you that fighting spirit.
Yeah. I'm very stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Italians are too. I'm Calabrese, so
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, hey, are you guys ready to see how we're going to do the pizza? Okay.
yes, I still have this picture here of this pizza sitting here that I can't wait to see.
So what I have is 6 little dough balls that I made earlier today so that they could rise. And I'm going to take one of them, and I've got a bunch of flour on my counter. So I use 00 flour, which is ground really fine. So it's similar to an all-purpose flour, but you're able to roll the dough much thinner with this 00 flour. So it's not a gluten-free flour. It's just really fine. And so it's really nice to
It
make.
gets thin, it thins out.
Yeah, it's really nice to make pasta and especially pizza with, so that you can have that thin crust or the thin pasta. So I'm just going to roll this out, and I've got flour on my rolling.
Yeah, the table is so clean. I'm like, how do you keep it so nice? When I bake, forget it. When I cook, everything's a mess.
Oh, I make a mess. I for sure make a mess, but
Well,
it's,
that's the little thing that the pizzeria guy does, right? When he flings it in the
you know
air.
what? I would embarrass myself because I'm not really sure I can do that. I'm gonna pass on that part.
Okay.
But this is what I love to do. I love to do the cooking instructions. So I'm like showing you guys
How to do it.
how to do the pizza or the pesto, and that's really what Gia's Italian Kitchen is all about, is the cooking instructions. So I don't cater food. I love doing the cooking classes where I do private dinner parties, or I do employer team building events.
Yeah, which is great for the corporate world, because I used to do that when I was in corporate.
People can enjoy some time outside of work, or enjoy time with people that they don't get to see very often. We don't have family dinners like we used to, right?
No, the kids are not always around. And when I was young, I don't know about you, when Grandma and Grandpa were around, we all ate together on Sunday, and there were no cell phones.
Right.
How about you?
On occasion.
Yeah.
My grandparents were in Brooklyn.
Yeah. But it's not the same now. It's hard to get the family all together in one spot.
Right, and that's the beauty. And this is even though I'm virtual, this is really a great example of what my classes are, because a lot of people do these virtually when they can't get to Long Island, and they've got family in California and Chicago and Long Island. We do these virtual experiences, so that you can have a dinner party with your family,
right,
and not have to travel. So,
and you do it at the library, right, with the community.
That's true. Yeah. So monthly, I do classes at the Marion Library here in town, and that is my community give back. Yeah. So I do that, and there's about 40 people that come every month. So those are really fun, to show them different techniques or dishes that they have not tried before. So.
And then I see that you work with the helping the Feed Iowa First and Feeding America.
Yes, so Feeding America, we donate a portion of our profits each month, as well as Feed Iowa First. Feed Iowa First is actually here in town, and they have crops and farm shares all over the place that they actually grow crops and donate the crops. So we can go and help them financially, but we can go and actually help them, plant the crops and do all those things. As a community effort. So those, that's fun, because you're helping the people in your local community. So
right.
Yeah.
So is this ready for the oven now?
Almost. So I'm going to put these dollops of goat cheese on there.
Oh, the goat cheese is next, right? Mm-hmm.
So what I did with the goat cheese, I put it in the freezer for about an hour, because goat cheese is really soft.
It's gooey. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it makes it easier to cut. So I just made a few little squares here, and
that's not a trick. I never thought of putting it in the freezer.
It helps. It just makes it so much easier to cut, because it's I love it, but it's it's like gooey.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so got that on there. Let me just wipe my hand off. So I have a pizza stone in my oven, mm-hmm. and I would love for my husband to build me one of those big brick ovens in the backyard, but he's not going to do that. So
yeah, well, then you'd have to go outside and bring it in.
So, but a lot of people have those gas or pellet pizza ovens outside that hooks to your grill or is a standalone. Or I'm just using my oven in my kitchen, but I have the pizza stone in there. And
so it works like an oven, right?
Right. It heats. It's been heating up with the oven, and it really, really does get pretty darn close to as if I was in the backyard with a big pizza thing. So.
All right. So I heard a rumor that there's something in the wind. There's something about a ravioli. I don't know what it is.
Oh, Mike, have you ever had a ravioli?
I love ravioli.
I love ravioli.
Okay, so that's funny. So I am writing a cookbook. It's a cookbook memoir, Valentina. I don't know if I told you it was a cookbook memoir.
No.
So my story, yeah. So the title is The Story of a Ravioli. I started as a forker.
A porker?
Where's a fork?
You mean like a pork chop?
No, a forker.
Oh, a forker.
A forker. So in our family, we have the raviolis every year for Christmas, for holidays, for lots of different dinners. But there's 6 stations that my grandma made for making her version of the ravioli. So we would use the food processor or by hand make the dough, and the forker is the last of the 6 stations. And when you're growing up, you can't be in the assembly line anywhere until you're maybe 12, 13 years old.
Right.
The only thing you can do when you get to be about 13 years old is fork the ravioli. So you fork them, and then you fork them closed.
Oh, how cute is that?
Yeah, so that's
so the book is coming along.
It is. I have I have like 150 pages written.
Well, we're looking forward to getting it. You call us when you're ready and see what we can do to help you. We work with a publishing company, so if you need us, you let us know.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great. I don't know if it's going to be classified as a cookbook or as a memoir, or if a cookbook memoir is a category. I think it's a category now these days.
Yeah, I know. There's so many different rules now.
Yeah, so
different. It's very different. And then you could apply for awards and things like that.
Yeah, so the memoir part of it is when I was 6 years old, I had a very, very rare form of cancer, and had 2 years of chemo, and just a horrible journey like anyone that's going through cancer. And I got really close with my grandmother. So and then as I grew up, her and I just developed a beautiful relationship, and it revolved around the kitchen,
right,
just like the rest of the family did. But I was really close to her, and so this story is my journey.
It's your heart and soul. Yep.
Yeah, my journey with my grandmother, and then there's recipes all over weaved in the story.
That's wonderful. Well, that's great. What do you think of all this, Mike? It's sort of kind of, you can relate.
It sounds very similar to what I did as well.
We'll talk about that a little bit more.
I have stories from my childhood.
I'm gonna get this in the oven.
Sure.
Okay.
I have some childhood stories, things that took place that I feel helped mold my character along the way.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And even like there are fire stories in there, which, I was still young when I went on the fire department.
And you were saving people's lives, correct?
I was
well,
there. But
come on, don't be so
I was there.
shy. I mean,
but
it's a hard job. What you do, you're protecting everybody.
The guys I work with helped mold my character, and I felt that everything that took place as a child and everything that I learned on the fire department and what I learned from my parents helped prepare me for what I had to undertake as far as this.
This was how many years? I mean, it was 2 years from start to finish till you felt better, or was it longer than that?
Probably 3 or 4. I was in therapy full time for like 4 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
And some great therapists.
But therapy people, you get to really know them.
Oh yeah,
it's like you're working with them. And
right.
I know because I've been in therapy.
I worked with the same young lady for 4 years and became close.
Yeah, that's what happens, definitely. And I'm sure you were close to your parish, your church.
Yep.
And as your kids got older, they were probably used to seeing you like sick and then when you got better, it probably got better.
Well, they were still so young, they didn't really, comprehend what was going on. But as time went on, and they started playing baseball and soccer, and they realized, that Dad wasn't like everybody else. But
exactly right. Mm-hmm. But they were your driving force.
They were my driving force,
and they helped you deal with all the struggles.
Yes.
And what you had to come through, and look at you now. I mean, is there anything you don't do at this point?
There are things, but I can do most things, but just slowly and calculated.
Right. Now you do swim?
Somewhat. I float.
Do you go? But you go in the water.
Oh yes, I like the water.
Which is great. Some people might never go in the water again or something like that.
Yeah.
But before this, you were a diver, or no? You just did silly things.
No, I just did silly, stupid things
in the pool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I always liked the water, so.
So do you have a pool at home anymore or no?
Not anymore. We did.
We loved it, right?
Yeah, the kids loved it, and then when they stopped going in it, I took it down and got a hot tub instead.
Well, that's even better.
Yeah, so.
Are you kidding? When you have kids and you have a pool, all you're doing is feeding them, cleaning up, getting pizza and cake.
Exactly.
And your wife probably was, serving them all summer long.
Yeah, but she loved it because she knew where they were.
Well, we all love it, and we'd rather have our kids in our own backyard than someone else's.
Right. Exactly.
So, well, that's life. That's really how we do it.
it.
So, how do people find the book? It's the 25-year journey of an old soul, where the unexpected tribulations of life reveal a greater meaning to a man like you, Mike, forced to face it, and you did head on.
Yes.
Which, really.
Thank you very much.
Let's give him a little. Really, I love this. Don't you love that?
Yeah.
We do some songs. Did you hear our song when we started the show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have some performers. Let's hold. Why don't you hold the book up? Because there's someone in the audience that likes the book. She loves the water. So
Yeah, it's.
there you go.
Bob did a fantastic job with it.
Yes. Tell Bob to call me. Maybe I could use him for something.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, you can find this at Amazon.
Amazon.
Made it as simple as possible for people.
What do they look under? The name of the title.
Under the title, yes.
And you could always find him through me if you would like him to speak to your groups. He's very enlightening. He shows that anything is possible, which is something we deal with at the Breakfast Club a lot. Anything is possible.
Thank you.
It is what it is. And I'm sure you'll be starting to talk about this book in libraries and other things. We have this great picture of you now here that I have right in front of this handsome man. And he's saying, boy, that G is that Kelly. She's one nice looking lady.
Thank you. I look just like my mom. If you had a picture of my mom right here at my age, you wouldn't know who was who.
That doesn't surprise me, but I love your logo with the tomatoes and the garlic and the basil.
Yes.
Because if you have all that in a kitchen, you can do just about anything.
Right.
Yes. So my website is Gia's, Gias, GiasItalianKitchen.biz, B-I-Z. And there's lots of information on there with past classes that I've done that you can view. I've got over 100 videos on my YouTube channel of past classes and episodes. I do a lot of online like this, like I'm doing online.
Which I think is terrific. Right here in front of us.
Please check those out. And the classes, I think you guys have a clip, but the virtual classes are really fun. Like I mentioned.
Can we do a clip, Bobby? Can we show the clip?
Yeah.
We're going to show the clip now, all right?
3, 2, 1. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers. Okay, so let's start on the bread salad. So we're going to cut up some of the vegetables first. So if you have an onion, and I have an orange pepper and a red pepper, so grab one of those and let's start cutting those up. So think about cutting those into bite-sized pieces. So for the onion, you can slice or dice, and then for the peppers, you want to cut them into pretty small pieces so that they're in bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to start on my onion. So you want to get all of the skin off. And then I have a bowl over here for my compost, so I can throw everything off to the side.
Yeah.
And if you guys have questions at any point, just holler, because that's one of the beauties of this group class is that your audio, everyone's on, so you can shout out a question at any time and stop me or ask me to redo something. That's totally fine. This is your class, so whatever you guys need me to explain, or if you have questions, just shout them out.
Okay, question. I have a regular old yellow onion, but I don't know, is that really what would be a good salad to put that in? Should I go with red onion instead?
So that's a good question. So
there you go. That is beautiful. I love the funny faces on all the women. They're either very serious or smiling away.
So that was a group of high school friends that are, adults now, and they all live in different states. And so we created a custom menu, and they all from their own homes made the same dinner. So that's kind of the idea of the private group class. So
unbelievable.
Those are really fun. Yeah. There's I have a family that does they have 3 boys, and the boys live in different states. And so they're in one state, the 3 sons are in different states. And they've done several classes with me where we all Zoom in, they create their own menu, and the grandkids are running in the video. Hey, grandma, I went to soccer today. And it's so beautiful how I can bring these people together in a way that they, can't travel to see each other. So that's why I love to do this, because I really am trying to bring that family aspect, or the friends.
Exactly. And it's needed.
Dinner back into people's lives, because
it's needed.
Relationships they're strengthened, they're developed over food, right? And when you're making the food together, it's really special.
And even when I worked in corporate America, we used to put people that didn't get along in the cooking class.
Yeah.
So they'd have to work together.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'd pair them off when they hated each other. But it worked out in the end, and it was kind of fun. So
I'm gonna grab the pizza, and then I'm gonna show
I think it's time. Let's see it.
Yeah. Okay, so, oh my gosh, it's perfect. Oh, look at this.
I'm sure the kids are going to be running in to eat soon.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. Look at that pizza.
Oh my gosh. So I'm going to let this cool over here, and then we'll cut it in a little bit.
Okay. So like, if you had to give someone a piece of advice today,
yes,
about their future, what would you say?
A piece of advice about their future.
These kids that don't know what they want to do. They go to college and they just drink wine and beer and hang out, and they really don't know what they want to do.
Okay, my piece of advice, if I was talking to a college student, would be finish school, whether it's a trade school or a regular university, so that you have some sort of education and you have some sort of skill. Finish it. Have that in your pocket. But then have a good work ethic, and work hard, and don't expect people to do things for you. And then my last piece of advice is move your body. Not to lose weight, but to stay healthy, to keep your heart moving, to keep your head clear, and your outlook on life is better if you move your body. So those are my.
I like that, Kelly. And what about you, Mike?
Oh, I can't do much better than
yes,
that.
Yes, you can. You've been through a lot.
That was pretty good.
You had a career in a great organization.
I would, other than what Kelly said, I would say follow your heart and never let anybody tell you can't do something.
Well, that I believe in, truthfully.
I agree with that. Definitely.
I believe every day, everyone should, 1, cry. 2, cry, think, and do something different. Yeah. That's the whole day. If you thought of something different, you did it, and then you cried because you were happy that you did it, and then laugh. Every day you should laugh and cry and think. That's a day. And you know what? It's good for you, because when you cry, you get out all those endorphins. When you move, like you said, when you're doing something, you'll be moving. It's certainly not going to be something you always did. And try something different, even if it's ice skating, or even if it's, I don't care, anything. Volunteer once a month.
Right.
You'll be around people that love to be there, that don't get paid to be there, that are kind, and that are happy. And what better day to do that is one day when you're off and you're retired and you really don't know what you want to do today.
Very true.
So those are my little tales of woe.
Yeah.
And every day, if you think you have something up there and you want to write a book, start today. Every day, write a page. In 2 years, take the pages out, put it all together, and go see someone that can help you put it together if you don't know how. That's what happened to me. And if I didn't get fired, this book, From Fired to Freedom, would never have happened. I wouldn't have a show, and I wouldn't be in a film called The Pontanas. So every day is a gift.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at life right now, because I've had my share of setbacks. I was fired twice in my life, and guess what? I got through it. And I think we could all relate to that.
Yes.
Getting through tough times. When you were young, you had your grandmother there by your side the whole time. That's a gift.
Well, and I love what you said about find something that you love, because that's really important too. And as a college student, for example, they may not know what they want to do with their lives, right? And that's okay. But over time, as you get older, find something that you love to do, because then it doesn't feel like work, right? And it's
right. And Confucius says, what does he say? Do what you love.
Yes.
Isn't that saying?
Something. All I know is the fire department was never a job; it was home.
Right. And the people that you met.
They were my family.
Right.
So that's it. I never went to work a day where I didn't want to be there.
Well, that's the key. So again, how do they buy your book? Let's see that pizza. Is it ready?
Yeah, let's cut the pizza. So I've got this little cutter here, and I'll hold up a piece.
Yeah, well, I can't take a bite.
I'm so sorry you guys can eat this. But it's amazing. So there's
wow. I think we're going for pizza. I don't know. I think we're leaving here and going for pizza. Oh, nice. I love the way you eat it too with that smile. That's when you know you love what you made.
It's so good. So the dough, I have a nice story about the dough as well. So a few years ago when we stayed in a villa west of Florence.
Wow.
And we made some pizzas with the owners. And so this dough recipe, which is also in the packet. So if you want the recipe, I'm happy to share that. It is by far, I think, one of the best pizza dough recipes. Look how thin I got that.
Wow.
Great. And it's got the cracker crust. That's
great.
Delicious. It's just the perfect combination of, the 00 flour with a little salt, sugar, yeast, olive oil.
Okay.
It's a wonderful pizza dough recipe. So
thank you, Kelly. How do they reach you again?
So Kelly, Kelley on the screen, Kelly at giasitaliankitchen.biz, GIAS.
Okay, hold that thought. Mike, how do they get your book on Amazon?
Amazon, yes. 25-year journey of an old soul.
I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to read it. When you finally get your books, you let me know. I know this is your only copy, so I can't have it. But when you get it, and you will love this book because you have something in common with this little girl.
Yes.
Her name is Nicole Caputo. She almost drowned in a pool over 18 years ago, and she's still here. It was in the newspaper and everything. And me and my best friend took this child on for 2.5 years.
Wow.
And on that note, we have 2 sponsors today, as well as Kelly and Mike. We have Oro Puro Jewelers, Teddy. He's my man. He sells jewelry. He's a big teddy bear. He makes you cappuccino when you get in the store. You need jewelry, you go see Teddy at Oro Puro Jewelers. Look at him. He's so happy. You go in there, it's a party. He serves you everything. And then we also have Frank. He's the collision guy. You have a car accident, guess what? You go to Frank because he has the best workers there. And again, look at him. Friendly, smiling. He's even a bachelor. Anybody likes the way he looks? Let me know. We do everything on this show. We connect people. And ladies, put your boots on. Go to the diner. Sit at the counter. That's where you're going to meet your next man or boyfriend. That's how I met my Irishman, and we're dating 3.5 years.
Okay.
So this was a great show. I'm so glad you came.
Thank you very much.
Now, where's your helmet?
My helmet?
Yes, because I know I got in trouble for taking the helmet.
It's on my bar at home.
Oh, you got to take it home.
When I come on the job, we had to buy them now.
Really?
Don't put her in your house.
Yeah.
Here's my helmet.
Yes.
Helmet.
What is that? Oh, there's your man.
Well, his name's Ravioli.
Oh, that's Ravioli. Yeah. Okay. So everybody has something in relation to what they do.
Yes.
I have a beautiful statue. We won an Emmy. It's called a Webby Award last year for the show.
Oh, nice.
Never thought it would happen. Never. Okay. I'm not even good with technology, but we did it. And that is our show today. And that is for you.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. And these, I have no food. So here's your M&Ms.
Thank you, Kelly. Good luck.
And Kelly, we'll talk again.
Sounds
Tell your
great.
friends about the show. They might like it.
I've been sending it all over the place. Yes.
And we really enjoyed having you. I think Mike is impressed, right?
I'm very impressed.
That you could do this all the way from Chicago area.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.
It was. And we'll be in touch. And when I come to Chicago, you're going to make me deep Chicago pizza.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's that big one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. This thick.
I was there once when I was in corporate. I used to travel a lot. No more. And
Deal.
that's a wrap, guys.
Take care. Thank you.